Hi, John. So I just wanted to pass a couple things by you before moving forward. I'm really liking how your ring is shaping up. As you can see here, this is a computer rendering of it. Now, this is pretty basic. It always looks a little bit heavier than what it ends up being. That's because I need all that extra metal to work with after casting and setting and cleanup and polishing and all that. So it all really gets refined in the end. But this is just sort of a quick layout just to show you my thoughts on the overall design. So as you can see, I've got the your blue zircon here set in 4 prongs, and I was able to very nicely lay out the halo going around. It's very symmetrical, so I'm happy with that. One of the things that I started sort of playing with, and I used my artistic license, was to change up the halo just very slightly. So you get the overall look of a typical halo, but when you turn it to the side, then the design really starts to come to life. I like doing things like this because it makes it just a little bit more unique. It's not a typical halo that you see all over the place, yet the basics are still there of the main gem with the diamonds going around it. So my initial idea was, oh, I thought it would be cool to have this come up and sort of swoop up like this, so you just get a really subtle, nice curve in there. And then I thought, well, why not put a little diamond at the end of that to really dress it up while maintaining sort of a simplistic look. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. And also, I don't have to do the diamond here, but it sort of finishes that look. So let me know what you think. And then the other thing is, I always do some sort of design underneath. I usually don't just leave it plain. Again, I can. I'd rather not, just because this is, more of a custom design. It gives it something a little bit more special. Um, so I did this sort of star petal pattern underneath. So if you look at it from the bottom, you really get to see this really cool flower outline, and it just gives it a nice look. You can see how low I set this, so it's going to be very low to the finger. This is the culet of the stone right here. I don't really like pushing that any lower because I risk it poking through and hitting the finger, which we don't want. Through setting and everything, it might end up being lower than what it's actually in my CAD drawing here. So I always leave a little wiggle room there. So this is about as low as I would go for that setting. This is the girdle of the gemstone. That has to be at least this high up off of the halo in order to get in there and set these prongs over. So that's why it's like that. I do these squared off bottoms on a lot of my designs. Just adds a nice custom feel to it. It counterbalances the top heaviness of rings, so it helps prevent them from flopping back and forth. This is pretty standard. I don't have to do it. I usually do. People like it. I can always take those off after if they're bothering you, but after telling that to people who are on the fence about these squared off bottoms, I've never actually taken them off. People like them. So that's sort of what I do there. So let me know what you think. And we're still on schedule for Christmas. We should be good. Once I get your okay, I'll get it grown on the 3D printer, cast, and then we do all the setting all by hand. You can see that, just to give you a little technical background, you can see here that when I remove all my stones, I leave this flat. I don't build in any settings in my CAD drawings, which a lot of the industry today does that. I don't. I leave it flat. And then I have a diamond setter who actually does that all by hand, so the quality is much better than what you typically see in the commercial jeweler. That's sort of one thing that people don't ever really see or never really told you that you get with us, that you don't get anywhere else. So just a little insight there. Anyways, let me know what you think, and looking forward to moving forward on this. Thanks. Bye.